Hey everybody, this is Shelly of Shelly's Crafty Life, and in today's video I'm going to be making a spring wreath for my home. Let me share with you the inspiration piece. I found this online on thehappyscraps.com. I'll link this below. She used some pastel Easter color paper and then a wreath with some speckled eggs. So I just wanted to use some paper that I had in my stash. So my wreath is probably going to be a little more shabby chic spring wreath, but I think it'll still be very pretty. So here are the supplies I'm going to be using. I'm going to use a 15.8 inch green styrofoam wreath. This is the nest that I found at Hobby Lobby called My Garden Friends. And then for the ribbon, I just went to Michael's and bought this Celebrate It ribbon. It's kind of a burlap linen style ribbon. And then for the paper, this is what I had in my stash. It's an older collection by Prima called Flights of Fancy, but I absolutely love the colors and I think it'll make a really pretty spring wreath. And then as far as tools, I got out my glue gun and my trimmer, and I think that's all I'm gonna need. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for our wreath is go ahead and cut our paper. So I'm just using 12 by 12 pattern paper, and we want to start by cutting 1-inch strips or 1 by 12. So I just cut the branding strip off of the bottom of my pattern paper, and then we're going to just cut these into 1 inch lengths. And then once you have the 1 inch length cut, or the 1 by 12, turn around and cut this into 4 inches. So essentially you're going to end up with 1 by 4 pieces of paper. So just do this for all of the pattern paper that you have. And there we go. So you should get 3 pieces. So let me do this for the rest of my pattern paper and then we'll move on. Okay everybody, so once you get your paper cut, now we're just going to glue and fold. So just got my glue gun plugged in, have lots of glue sticks on the side, and we're just going to add a line of glue. And then just lightly fold over. You don't want to crease your paper too much, but this is really thick paper, so do the best you can with what you have. And that's it, and just make a whole pile of these. So let's do another one. And my pattern paper is double-sided, so I'm just kind of alternating between the patterns so that I will have a variety. And that's it. So I'm going to keep gluing and folding paper. Okay everybody, so I have all my paper glued. So now we're going to start gluing onto the wreath form. So what I like to do is I always keep the seam of the wreath on top, and I will start at the bottom and I will work my way around. So leave yourself, when you get all the way around, leave yourself some open space, and then take your ribbon and start, however you're going to hang your wreath. If you're going to use ribbon, then just be sure and give yourself enough width of your ribbon so that this will fit. So that's kind of how I like to do my wreath. So I started at the bottom in the middle, and I'm doing 4 pieces of the paper. I don't know if I'll need a 5th piece. I'm going to wait until I kind of fill it in, and then I always kind of go hang it on the door just to see if I feel like I need to put a 5th piece. So I'm starting with 4, and I'm doing one right in the middle of the inner circle, and then just coming around. So let me do the next row for you. And I'm just staggering my patterns, just having fun with it. When they get all together and you hang it on the door, I think it'll just blend and be really pretty. So I am just doing a strip of glue on the bottom, and I'm just gonna tuck this under that one. And I'm just kind of holding it down. My goal is to try not to be able to see the green, but if I do, that's fine. The green of the wreath. So I'm just kind of playing with them as I'm laying them down. Let's see, that's more text. Let's see. I'm just going to stagger my patterns. Let's put that one down. There's no rhyme or reason. I always just have fun with my wreaths. They just hang on my front door and they're just really pretty. So if you make a mistake or you put two patterns next to each other, well, nobody's going to know. And I'm just holding it down to let it dry really good. Okay, let's pick another pattern. Let's see. We've done a pink and a green, or that teal color. I'm not really sure what to call that color. Let's see. Let's do a polka dot. I like the polka dot. Okay. Let's do that one. I've never made this type of wreath before. I've always just made a curly paper wreath, and I've got several of those on my channel if you want to go see how those are made. So this is a new type, but this is a really good way to use up some paper that you have in your stash. Even some 6x6 paper pads would work, or some scraps. As long as you can make them 1x4, you are good to go. So there's another layer, so I'm going to keep going, and I'll check in when I get about halfway around, okay? Okay, so I'm a little over halfway done. I just wanted to stop and show it to you. So I went back to the website where I got the idea for this wreath, and she did something totally different with her ribbon that I haven't done before. So I actually just went on and covered the seam up, and I'm going to try hanging the bird's nest and the ribbon a different way. And so let me finish, and then I'll come back and I'll show you that. But so far it is looking really pretty. Okay, so here's what I'm doing with the ribbon. So I've got a few pieces of paper left, and I'm just working my way around the wreath. Just going to go ahead and fill it all in. So I'm right at the seam, and I went ahead and just glued the ribbon down. I actually just made a loop. So this was my end piece, and I just made a loop and I glued it down. And then when I finish gluing all these pieces of paper down, I will then glue my nest with this. I'll just have to turn it over and decide how far down I want it to hang, and then that'll be it. And then I'll cut some more ribbon to loop through this right here, and then tie to my door, or however you're going to hang this in your home. So I'm just going to finish gluing this on. I just wanted to stop real quick and showed you how I did the ribbon. Okay, so I'm ready to hang the bird's nest. So I've just got my ribbon stretched through so that I can kind of figure out where I want to place it. So I think I'm going to hot glue it just right in the middle. So let me get something, let me get a piece of paper to put under this, because I have a feeling when I hot glue this it may go through that ribbon and I don't want to run my desk. Okay, so I just have a scratch piece of thick cardstock. So let me apply a bunch of glue to this. And I'm just going to hold that down in place. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the wreath from the back side before I flip it over and show you the completed wreath. So this is where I glued down my loop, glued it to the back of the nest, and then I just ran another thing of ribbon through my loop and then just tied it into a bow. So let me show you the completed wreath. Okay, so here is a look at the completed wreath. I just want to show it to you while it's still sitting here on my desk. I can give you a really good close-up. So just to recap, I used 6 pieces of 12 by 12 pattern paper. They're double-sided, meaning they had a pattern on both sides. Cut them into 1 by 12 inch strips, and then from there I cut them into 4 inch strips, so ultimately 1 by 4. And then this is how many I had left, not very many at all. And then this was a 15.8 inch wreath. And then I don't even know if I used a half of the roll of my ribbon. And so I just have it tied in a bow. And then I've got myself just enough of the hole so that I can go hang it on a command hook on the door. So let me go hang this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do my front door or somewhere here in the house. So let me go figure that out, and then I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm standing on my front porch. Let me step back just a little bit. I just wanted to show you the completed wreath on my front door. There's the bow that I tied. I think this turned out so pretty. Like I said earlier, just use what you have on hand. You can make this for any season or an everyday type wreath. You will find the bird's nest at a Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this process video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.